Look at this beauty. Today I'm in the kitchen with Lasagna Love. Lucy and Tamar have been doing this for a number of years and they invited me to be the cook that's gonna show you how I do mine. Let's go. So first thing that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna teach you how to make a lasagna. I'm gonna include my mom's meat sauce in there, but I'm not gonna show it to you until the end. And just remember, you don't have to make a homemade meat sauce. You can just buy a jarred sauce. So what is Lasagna Love? It's a non-for-profit organization that is about spreading love and feeding families and strengthening communities. So when you need a lasagna, you contact them and then someone like me or someone in the community makes you a lasagna. So making a lasagna is definitely a labor of love. It's a time to slow down, get all of your ingredients together and make something that's truly delicious. What goes into it? Some kind of a red sauce. You can buy just a fabulous red sauce. A little bit later, I'm going to show you how to make my mom's homemade. So delicious. We've got mozzarella, ricotta, Parmesan, pecorino, of course some salt, and we're gonna get going. When you get Parmesan like this whole, the quality is better and it tastes better and it's much fresher. I'm gonna put it here in my Cuisinart and then I'll set everything up and show you what it looks like. There's a couple of ways to do it. There's one that's just like oven ready and one that you boil. I always like at least to partially boil them. So I'm gonna put this in and I just put just like 3 or 4 at a time with heavily salted water because it tastes better. I'm gonna take this out. If the full time is 8 minutes, I cooked these just for 6. Let's go ahead and shake them off and I'm gonna put them right here on this tea towel. For the top, I'm gonna put just the meat sauce, no ricotta. Step 1 is we're gonna have our meat or our tomato sauce. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna put our noodles in and you can either do a whole noodle or you can cut it. And I'm just gonna cut it so that it mostly kind of fits and overlaps a little bit. I'm gonna put the ricotta in the meat sauce. So I'm gonna stir this in and it's gonna just kind of change the color. It's gonna make the recipe a bit easier and oh my gosh, is this gonna be so delicious. When you have your grandmother's food, how it tastes so much more delicious, and I think so many times it's because of the intention and love that they put in the food. Now I'm gonna take a third of the mozzarella and then what we're gonna do is add this fresh. Now let's just say you don't wanna do fresh and you wanna do all, just this mozzarella. It's absolutely fine. Now I'm gonna add my pecorino and I'm gonna add the parm together. And we're gonna do about a third of this right on top here. And it's gonna add just such a wonderful and nice flavor. The best thing about making a lasagna is that there's always extra and that you can share one with a friend. If you have someone who's older that lives near you or someone that could use cheering up. Good lasagna it's an amazing healing art. And by the way, this is so much fun to make. I break this up into thirds. It's not equal, the amount of pieces. So just set it up the best way that you know, and then you can break up any little pieces so that every corner, I like the corners especially. I don't want you to get worried because when you're cooking lasagna, it's gonna make a mess. And I think there are some messes to be made in life and it's kind of fun. So this is a mess worth making. Now this time, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do the fresh mozzarella first. And then I'm actually gonna put the other one. I'm gonna do the other one on top, the shredded mozzarella. I always do extra because I might do more. And then the Parmesan. This is gonna get it nice and bubbly, the Parmesan and the pecorino. And then we're gonna dot it with the remaining. And then we're gonna loosely cover it with foil. Now it takes some time to cook a lasagna. So what we're gonna do is loosely cover it with foil, get it in, get everything cooking. I'm gonna put a sheet tray underneath because I've overfilled this a little bit. I'm a bit of an overfiller, by the way. And then we're gonna take it off and just finish it and brown it nicely. So I put it right in here, got the sheet tray underneath, and we're gonna say goodbye for about 45 minutes. Let's take a peek. Oh boy, oh yeah, that piece is gonna be lovely. So it's time to take this off. I'm gonna actually rotate the pan and we're gonna keep cooking it. Look at this masterpiece, looks so amazing. Who doesn't love a warm, perfect lasagna? Amazing ingredients make an amazing lasagna. And I wanna show you my mom's homemade sauce. And it starts with the good stuff. Beautiful plum tomatoes, tomato paste, onions and celery, lots of wonderful spices, not only ground beef, but pork. And we're gonna saute this all together. The onions, the garlic, and the celery, get them translucent, and then keep going. Here's a couple tips I wanna give you. Always print out your recipe. Print it out, make your little notes, because you may discover when you're doing a recipe, oh, I like it if we cook a little longer or a little less, and then you know for next time. So what's in this bowl of goodness? It's sugar, salt, oregano, basil, and pepper. So ahead, we've got this all chopped. We're gonna add this on medium heat. You want it to go a little faster, you can turn it up. What we're gonna do is now take the beef and the pork in little clumps and get everything in here and cooking. Now what we're gonna do is incorporate all of it. So we want the pork to mix with the beef, to mix with the celery and onions, and oh, it's smelling so fabulous. Turn it up to medium high, and then as much as we can, where there are clumps, we're gonna just kind of break it up a little. This was something my mom made when I was a little girl, so when I make this, it infuses me with her love and just sort of fills me with joy and creates kind of a magic. And that's beyond what food does, is beyond 1 + 1. It's the love that we put into it and the memories that we have of enjoying it and eating it. I have used here sirloin and pork, and you can see naturally it's going to release these liquids. And what we want to do is just do them so they're reduced about to half. If you end up using chuck, which is more like 20%, you're going to actually get more. So just watch it. So here's a Terry tip. We're going to put the plum tomatoes in. I don't like them chunky. I like them smooth, but it all depends on what you like. So what we're gonna do is add these together, puree them. By the way, I don't know if you're following me over at Nocrumbsleft on Instagram. You definitely want to, because we're doing fabulous stuff like this all the time. Look at this, looking great. Now what we're gonna do is add some tomato paste. I've got 4 jars of it. So look at this, plenty of beautiful tomato paste. And look at how it goes from one color to another. And it's good to learn what it is you like and enjoy. This is incorporated. Now we're gonna add the water. And don't worry, we are gonna give this some time to cook down. Beautiful. And then let's add in handfuls of our lovely spice blend. Now, I've actually doubled the recipe, and let me tell you, anytime you make this, it's not that much more trouble to make 1 than it is to make 2. And I love to freeze this and have it on hand, whether I'm making lasagna or just like an easy, great weeknight dinner, because you've got it in the freezer. Okay, let's look. It's simmering. Then we're gonna put in some parsley. I've got it right now at high, and so since it's simmering, now I'm gonna bring it down. You just want a gentle simmer, and we're gonna do it for about an hour. Oh boy, I wish we could just dive right in here, although it'd be a little hot. Here it is, just kidding. It's so lovely. At this point, you can pull out the parsley and the garlic, and let's just let it come to room temperature. So I think I mentioned, and I just want to, in closing, say, come find me at Nocrumbsleft. I've got this great cookbook. I'm over on Instagram, TikTok, and but Instagram is where all the cool kids come. So come find me there, and let's cook together.